everybody, it's me, BobbyG, and we're going to play a little bit of Minecraft today, and we're going to do it in a way that I've never done it just yet, but it's something that I hope is going to be very challenging for me. We're going to play hardcore mode, and what hardcore mode means is that if you die one time in Minecraft in your game, the only other option to do from then on out is delete that world. So it is one shot, a little bit of YOLO action, and I don't see any reason not to get right into it, guys, and I've just started up a brand new game, and we're just going to see if we can survive. We're going to see if we can manage to take care of some of the basic survival needs here. First thing I can think of course, is we're going to need some food and some shelter. For anyone who's played Minecraft before, you obviously know that something that comes quickly is the first night. And hopefully that sun, okay, I was going to say, no, don't go down already, sun, but luckily for us, that is actually going up. So we're just starting the brand new day here, and one of the first things we need to do, of course, is get some wood to get the whole operation going. We're going to need some wood, we're going to need some food, and the wood is basically just so we can get a couple tools, so at the very least, to just dig ourselves a hole in the ground and try to survive the first night. And like I mentioned, I've never played hardcore mode before in almost any game. I know there's lots of games that offer that mode, but it's usually something I stray away from. So I'm just hoping to try my luck here, guys, and I'm hoping that it's going to be a lot of fun. And already the sense of urgency is already feeling quite fun. And one of the things I normally have to worry about in Minecraft is when playing normally is the spawn location. Try to take some note of where you may have spawned. But here, that doesn't matter. And one of the very interesting things as well is that I guess we don't even have to bother making a bed. I don't know if there's any benefit to that in the hardcore scenario. And well, I'm not sure where I'm going, guys, but there's obviously a giant mushroom over here. And that is obviously one of the very easiest things to just make a quick house out of. And maybe since, well, sometimes in Minecraft I like to build straight up, but I don't think we can risk the fall. I don't think we can risk the fall in hardcore. So it's going to be very interesting to see how I personally play differently. I'm going to have to maybe dig into the ground, and even that doesn't come without its risks for sure. But we're going to see if we can maybe just do things a little differently here and see how long we can survive. And of course, the first thing we want to do is get a workbench going, because we're going to need at least some kind of tool here. So let's see if we can, I think this is probably the best idea. If we hide up in this mushroom, we should be safe pretty much all night. So I don't see why that this can't be at least our first little house here. And one of the things we're going to have to do quickly, of course, is make a couple tools here. Let's see how quickly we can do just that. We'll have a pickaxe. We'll make an axe, I guess. And hopefully we can make a shovel very quickly here as well. Okay, a little stick action. Get a shovel going, and I think that's pretty much okay for the moment. So one of the things we can at least try to do is we're going to have to get a little bit of dirt. We're going to have to get a little bit of dirt just so that we can kind of hole ourselves into this giant mushroom house. And I'm actually very happy to get this mushroom. I certainly could just dig a hole into the ground and call it a night, but it's much more interesting to take advantage of the resources that are around you. And hey, maybe I'll get a little style points for using a big mushroom as a house. I feel like maybe a gnome or a David the Gnome, if you guys are familiar with that cartoon. And look, perfect. One of the things we've already gotten is some seeds. One of the obvious things we're going to have to do for sustainability on the food front is to get a little bit of a farm going. And, well, let's just see here. Let's see how fast we can do it. I'm not sure. I think we're already going to have enough dirt to hole ourselves in there. So that's just going to be A-okay. So now the next thing, obviously, is to get some food. And I don't necessarily want to eradicate the cow population here, but we're certainly going to have to do something along these lines. We're going to need some amount of food. Maybe we can keep 2 cows alive and hopefully feed them in the future to maybe get them to breed or something like that. But, well, we can thin out the herd a little bit, guys. I guess we can thin out the herd a little bit. Let's just take a bit of a short walk here. We've already somewhat, now we need fire, of course. So how are we going to make fire? We need some stone. So where, okay, over here is some stone already. Of course, we're going to need stone for the furnace. So let's see if we can get on over here and get a little bit of stone going. Careful. We also have to be careful about the fall damage we're willing to take. Normally, I don't mind just taking a bit of a leap of faith and jumping off and just assuming I'll regenerate those hearts later. But now it's not necessarily something I can assume. So the stress is up, the adrenaline is flowing, guys, and we're going to see how much of a go we can make of this. And lucky for us, look at this. We've already gotten some coal, which is obviously going to help with the light situation. Of course, coal is the very first ingredient everyone is happy to always get in order to make torches. So at least we can light up our mushroom house to some degree. And actually, this is not looking so bad. As long as we don't run into any real trouble. Obviously, there could be monsters in this cave because it's a dark, dark place and anything's possible. But I think if we can just, if the nighttime came right now, I think we would actually be okay. I think we would actually survive the night. And careful, Bobby, make sure you get the actual pieces. And don't go on to the next one too quickly. So if the night came right now, I'd say we're sitting pretty darn good. We have a couple pieces of meat that at least last us a little while. Maybe we can make a hoe. Maybe it would make sense to make a hoe for farming because we already have a couple seeds to plant, and I think maybe we should do that. Unfortunately, I don't have any iron yet to get a bucket to transport water, but maybe we can find a little bit of water next to some dirt. I don't know here, guys. I know there's plenty of water around here, but where, oh where? Where, oh where is there a place with water and dirt? I'm not sure if I've seen it. Well, one thing I maybe can do is maybe I can take some of the dirt I have in my inventory here and lead it to water. Actually, we might be able to find something over here, guys. So, okay, let's go back to the crafting bench real quick. And I'm actually making a point not to sprint because I don't know this for sure, but sprinting seems to work up your hunger much quicker. So I'm purposely not sprinting anywhere I go, even though time is of the essence. Time is of the essence, but even with that said, I do not want to sprint. And okay, let's see if we can get a hoe going. I think it's something like this. And okay, and we may as well try, do we have enough? Oh, just enough. Okay, very good. We have a furnace. So let's put our furnace down. Where can the furnace go? I think the furnace can probably go, I don't know. Why not right here, I guess? This is lucky enough to also be part of a hillside, so we can at least have a little bit of this going here. And one of the things we're going to need is a little bit more wood for the furnace to basically have power to cook this meat. But first things first, guys, let's get over here and see if we can't plant a couple seeds, because we're going to need the wheat. We're going to need the wheat for ourselves, and we're going to need the wheat for the cows. So let's just get it going, guys. And I'm hitting these bushes here, or whatever you want to call it, in hopes to get more seeds. And as you can see, we've already gotten another piece of seed, or another group of seeds. There's another one. Okay, now if we can almost get to the water here, we should... Hey, what is that? Is that a village over there already? Okay. Okay, I'm actually somewhat unfamiliar with villages. Not sure if that's what it is, or maybe it's a sand temple. I'll definitely have to check that out a little later. And perfect, ladies and gentlemen, perfect. We have a bit of a situation here where we should be able to get some water going. And we should be able to get some water going next to dirt. That's, of course, the most important part. So why don't we just see if we can do just that. I think this water will pretty much take care of all this little square footage of dirt here. So I don't know, let's just get a little something going, and before you know it, guys, we'll have some wheat to eat. And I think we're already sitting pretty darn good as far as this whole operation goes. Now, of course, we haven't run into any enemies yet, which of course is one of the most important parts to have to combat, one of the most important parts to try to get through. So I guess we're lucky on that front. And I'm going to knock on wood because I don't necessarily wish for it to happen. We're on the clock here. We're on the clock. We just have to get a couple things accomplished and before nighttime. And once that first nighttime comes, we're probably just going to have to bunker down and try to get the next day going. But okay, we're doing pretty darn good if you ask me. We already have some crops planted, and the next thing we're going to have to do is chop down some more. I think we're going to probably spend the most of the day chopping down some wood because we really, really need... Okay, we have more coal. We really, really need some... Oh, there's even more cows over here. Perfect. We really need... for the third time I'm trying to say, we really need something to heat up the furnace in order for us to be able to cook this meat. And I'm very happy to see a couple more cows. I think I'm going to thin out the herd of cows pretty much... There's another mushroom house there. I'm going to thin out the herd of cows pretty much whenever I see them, just at first here, because we really do need to keep some cows around in order to have a sustainable cow populace. Because if we can all of a sudden get a gigantic wheat farm going, we're of course then going to be able to breed the cows, and then we'll have at least the food situation taken care of for the most part. And if we can just take care of the very basic things on day one, I'm going to be more than happy, folks. I'm going to be more than happy. Let's see how much of this tree we can get. Can we... Not sure how these jumbo trees work. Most of the trees I've ever encountered were the smaller type, but I'm hoping that I can just kind of maybe thin out some of the trees like this, and I don't really want to chop the whole thing down. Just get a little bit to kind of supplement what we're trying to do here. Maybe just take a little bit of bits and pieces here and there, and hopefully these trees will be able to will be able to stay healthy. Or I guess I'm not really, I'm probably overthinking it as far as Minecraft goes, but we're really not in the position to start wiping out a forest yet. We have no idea what we're going to need all this stuff for, so we may as well just kind of thin out the forest a little bit, because we may want to use it for something. It may become very apparent very quickly that we need to not live in a mushroom house, but we need to live in a tree house. You never know. So if we cut down all the trees, of course, all the leaves are going to go away, and then we won't have a nice little forest here to help us along. And hopefully, okay, let's get a couple more. And I'm starting to think about hunger. We're doing okay so far, but you never know what's going to happen. All of a sudden, is it getting dark? I think it's getting dark. Where's the sun at? Oh, yep, it's getting dark, guys. So let's head on back here. Let's head on back. Let's start to think about this logically now. We have to get on back to our mushroom village, and hopefully we will just be able to, well, hide out the, not a mushroom village, our mushroom house, but hopefully we'll be able to just kind of hole ourselves up in there with this dirt. And, well, we're going to probably hear a lot of creepy things at night. We're going to hear a lot of creepy things, but we're going to try to survive. But first things first, guys. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's very, very quickly make a couple torches. 8 will probably suffice for right now. I don't want to go overboard. And then what we can do, of course, is I'm hoping, I don't know for sure, but I'm hoping that our mushroom will not burn down. And I think so far we are okay. So let's just get a little bit of a door going here, something along these lines, and well, maybe we can actually make a door. That'd actually be even better. That would be a lot nicer than I've ever had it on the very first night of a Minecraft game. If we actually had a working door to basically put on the first night. Oh, I think we put this in the wrong spot. So let's see if we can quickly tear it down. Quickly, Bobby. Now, come on, because we have to worry about the nighttime. And perfect. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, we have a very nice giant mushroom house on night 1, and what a thing to behold! I can't believe it. Okay, so let's put at least this much in here now, and we'll at least be able to survive the night. And I'm trying to think, like, I'm not sure if it benefits us to have a full stomach if we don't have any health bars to regenerate, because we have to think about this very logically now. We may as well just keep ourselves from starvation if we don't have hearts to regenerate. And of course, for those of you who may not know, if you have a full stomach, which is this little area down here, this is your hunger meter, you'll regenerate the hearts. But you also notice we don't have any hearts missing, so to have a full stomach right now may not be necessarily beneficial to us. So okay, well, I would certainly say that that was a pretty darn decent night number 1. I think one of the things we can certainly still do is make 1 chest, and, well, we certainly only need 1, so there we go. And normally I like a double chest, guys. I like having 2 chests side by side. I don't necessarily see what the purpose of that is at the moment, because well, we just have to be conscious of the wood we're using and not using. We have to be conscious of the resources we are spending. And one of the funny things I normally do in a single player game is put all the things I don't want to lose if I die in the chest. But, well, we certainly know that that doesn't necessarily matter in this situation, does it, ladies and gentlemen? Does it? No, it does not at all. And, okay, let's see how our meat's doing. Okay, we've already went through the fuel that we put in there. So, alright, we're starting to get a little bit of levels going too. We're almost level 3. Not sure how that's going to help us in a hardcore sense just yet. And here I am yet again thinking that I may as well save some food for tomorrow, but it's not necessarily something that needs to happen. We'll take a look outside here, guys. Oh, what is that? There's some sort of light over there. That's very interesting. And careful now, Bobby, careful. You don't want anything to sneak up on you. There's some sort of light over there, and I'm wondering if we should, well, I think we should obviously take care of that in the day. We should obviously go explore that in the day. And as you can see here, guys, There's one, two, three, four zombies that have spawned in the nighttime. There's at least one spider over there, another zombie over there, and we're not really equipped to fight whatsoever. We don't have any armor, we don't have any swords, so the next thing probably we'll have to do for tomorrow is go and get some stone at the very least, because stone tools are of course one step up from wooden. And then if we have a decent amount of stone tools, we may try to go and dig a little bit down into the earth and try to get iron. And once we have iron, guys, we'll be able to... Oh my gosh, that chicken scared me. I'll take that egg, thank you. I'm not sure what I'll use it for. That scared me. Well, once we have iron, we'll be able to have iron armor, which will go in these slots here, of course, and that'll make us a little bit more protected from whatever things we have to fight. And of course, an iron sword is much, much better than a stone or wooden sword. So those, I think, are the next day's goals, and I would say that's a pretty darn successful first night. I can't believe that we've had this nice little mushroom house. We have a door, we have dinner on the table, as it were, and even a little storage component. And, well, maybe eventually I'll make a bed for aesthetics, but as you know, ladies and gentlemen, we certainly don't need it, because there's no respawning in this game. So, thank you very much for joining me, guys. I think this is a perfect time to basically jump to the next day. So, I'd like to say thanks for watching. This has been BobbyG, and as always, we'll see you next time.